Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to discuss tips and tricks for using hot glue. Hot glue guns may be new to you or something you've used before. With any tool, however, it's always good to know how it works. The hot glue gun uses an electric heater to melt the glue stick. These glue sticks are made up of thermoplastic that melts and then solidifies. You push the glue stick through the hole in the back, and the trigger grabs and pulls the stick into the heating chamber. When you're done, you do not have to remove the glue stick. You can leave it there for the next time you're going to use it. Let's remember some common facts about hot glue. Hot glue is hot, and it can burn you. The tip of the glue gun is very hot, and it can burn you. It dries fast. There are always little strings when you try and pull the hot glue gun away. Here are some tips that you may not know. About the glue gun. The tip can reactivate dried glue so that you can take things apart. The tip of the glue gun can also clean up globs of glue to make things neater. Now let's look at some tips and tricks for using hot glue on 3D projects. Hot glue and the hot glue gun are very hot, so you always need to make sure to use this tool safely. When you get set up to use the hot glue, make sure that you have something that the glue gun can rest on. Even if it has a little stand, you always want to make sure the glue can sit on something that you don't care about, because as it gets hot, it'll start to leak glue out of the chamber. Also remember that it takes a while for the hot glue gun to warm up. So what I do is I'll start to feel the chamber, and it'll start to feel hot. This allows me to know that 1, my hot glue gun is on, and 2, that it's actually heating up. Sometimes you can get a hot glue gun that's a little old, and so it doesn't heat up anymore. The best indicator is to see if it starts to come out. The hot glue gun is getting really warm, but there's no glue coming out. When you start to see glue coming out, that's when you know it's ready. Because the glue goes inside the chamber, you're just going to slowly use all of it up. You never have to take the glue out of the hot glue gun. When it gets down to all the way inside here, and you're ready to add a new glue stick, you just simply add it inside and keep going. Whenever you use the hot glue gun and you have glue poured out, you never want to touch it. This is when it's at its hottest. Even if you get one of those little strings, just let it stay there. Don't touch it. You'll burn yourself. Also, if something happens to get stuck to the tip, don't touch it with your finger. Get something else, another piece of cardboard, something that can touch it, and you can scrape it off if you need to. Or wait for your hot glue gun to cool down, and then you can pull it off. This is the hottest part of the hot glue gun, and it will give you a very severe burn if you are not careful. That's why whenever I use my mat and I'm using the hot glue gun to glue something, I'll glue and then put it down away from me as I work. I don't want to accidentally touch the tip of the hot glue gun. Hot glue dries fast. Since hot glue dries very quickly, you need to plan and be ready. Decide what you are gluing together and get both items ready. Because hot glue dries so quickly, you can just hold the items together until they are attached. If you are worried about possible burns, you can also use other objects as supports to hold your items in place while you glue. When gluing, pour glue on one item and pour enough that it will fuse to the other item. Then hold them together until they dry. You don't need a lot to fuse. Too much hot glue can make your attached parts messy. To prevent glue strings, wipe the tip of the glue gun on your project to stop the stream of glue. If you are gluing two items that can't lay flat on top of each other, you can use hot glue to fill in the gaps. Just glue the two items together, and after they dry, put glue in the gaps. Hot glue gun tip. If you glue something and want to remove it, very carefully use the tip of the glue gun to reactivate the dried glue until you can take it off. If you have a glob of glue that is making your project messy, use the tip of the glue gun to reshape it, spread it, or blend it. Whenever you create 3D sculptures, you must take time to explore how the material can attach and set aside time for trial and error. Art cannot be made without mistakes.